Absolutely no. No, they will not blow them out. I think this is going to be the first game and probably one of the best games of the weekend. I mean, D'Amico Ryan's defense have been playing insane, incredible, and they pressured Lamar Jackson a lot in week one. Week one, of course, the Ravens won that game. What I see here now, because you heard C.J. Stroud talk about it, he said, and he's right. He said week one, he said that was almost like a whole season ago. It literally was a whole season ago. So you know, they're going to see a different team. Baltimore Ravens will see a different offense with Stroud this time than they did last time. But also, the Texans are going to see a different offense with the Ravens. The Ravens were just embarking on their new offense under Todd Monken. That was the first game under Todd Monken. And they showed up and won that game, and, you know, pretty convincingly. The game won pretty convincingly. You're going to see a better Lamar Jackson. That week one Lamar Jackson is as far away from this Lamar Jackson as Stroud is week one and now. Both have made great strides. So much pressure on Baltimore. Baltimore was in the same exact place in 2019. Lamar Jackson MVP. They had the number one seed. Remember, they rested everybody. They had to bye, and then they lost to the Titans in the divisional round. They lost to the Titans in the divisional round. That's standing right there. Lamar Jackson just got this new contract. He just went into this new offense. Right now, even at 1-3 in the playoffs, you can move it all aside. If he comes out and perform in this new offense and do what he's been doing all year, because we say now Lamar Jackson is full Lamar. Before, he got in on what he did with his legs. Now, this time around, it'll be what he does with his arm, and he uses his legs. That'll be a different Lamar. That'll be the Lamar that he always wanted to be, that justifies to everybody I am a true quarterback, because I'm winning with my arms and using my legs instead of winning with my legs and trying to learn how to throw.
Well, you know me. First thing
Did I give y'all that score? I got it 28-24.
Okay.
28-24. C.J. Stroud going to get some plays in here now. He's going to make some plays.
All right.
Yeah, but you know the first thing I do when I see a team that has what they call a dome, and then they go into a situation where it's not a dome, first thing I do, Michael, every time.
Check that weather, me too.
I got to look at that.
Yeah, the weather always.
I got to look at that, because when you are a team with great environment, great weather, indoors, all of those things, and all of a sudden you got to pack everything up warm and travel to Baltimore, where it's going to be in the teens. Okay? That's going to feel a little bit different to the bone.
Sure.
You're going to call plays differently.
There's no precipitation. There's no snow. But it's just cold.
Cold is cold.
Cold is cold.
Whether it's snow or not.
Yeah.
And so I start there. Do I think they're going to blow Houston out? I think the final score will be 30-23. Do you call that a blowout, or do you call that close? I think it'll be close enough. But I also think Lamar won't duplicate what he did in 2019, because they will have learned, Coach Harbaugh and company will have learned certain things that went on in 19 that they're not going to duplicate. I understand resting. You have to rest him. What are you going to do? You're not going to play him. Why would I play him in a game, a meaningless game at the end of the season? I have to rest my guy. Now it's up to Lamar not to turn the football over 3 times. 2 interceptions in 2019 plus a fumble.
Lost a fumble.
You can't do that.
No.
Those are the things that you can't do. You can't give other extra possessions to C.J. Stroud and company. Do I think this game for C.J. Stroud is going to be, a decent football game? Yeah. I think he'll have a good game. I think you'll look up and you'll be like, okay, he's arrived. This is the guy. They bought in all on him. He's going to be around for a long time in that division in the AFC. But I think Baltimore, like Michael was saying, Todd Monken at the beginning of the season, play calling is different now than it was then.
Yep.
The whole offense, the skill position players, they've learned earlier in the year, they were having drop issues and trying to understand route combinations and running in each other, doing things that they're not doing now. All of a sudden, Zay Flowers looked like, okay, And OBJ looks like okay, and Nelson Aguilar when he's involved, it's a different.
Mark Andrews is supposed to try to play. I don't know if he'll be Mark Andrews.
He potentially could come back,
but
and
it's
help them
going to
out.
bring excitement.
Yeah,
and, man,
yeah, and the fact that he's putting on a jersey,
right,
and potentially and standing out there gives you pause on the defensive side of the ball because the big what if factor. What if he all of a sudden turns into Mark Andrews prior to his injury?
Yep.
So I got the Ravens winning the game. I think it's going to be one of those situations where now that so-called monkey is lifted off of Lamar's back because he hasn't been in the AFC Championship game.
No.
Think about that, though, Skip. As I said, he's going to possibly go to AFC Championship game, and the Dallas Cowboys, never mind. We'll leave that alone.
So to your point, I'll take Lamar over Dak just because of what he's made of. I just like his sort of football character, his backbone.
The MVP.
Yep. He's running away with his second MVP. I'm emotional about it, but I'm not objective about it because I did pick Baltimore before the season started. You picked him to get there. I picked him to win the Super Bowl. Now I'm reading that Ray Lewis says Lamar has a different look in his eye. John Harbaugh is saying the same thing, different look in his eye. But I will admit to you, I'm a little queasy about this one because of the deja voodoo factor of what did happen in 2019 that you both referred to.
Right.
Just remember, he had just won his first MVP. They were the 1 seed. They had the 2 weeks off. They said they didn't play it the right way. They rested their starters. They weren't ready because Tennessee had gone 9-7, but Tennessee had just gone up to New England and sent Tom Brady out the back door because it was 20-13 Tennessee, and they came in there and you look up and it's 14-0 Tennessee before you know what hit you, and it goes all the way to 28-6 Tennessee going to the fourth quarter because Derrick Henry is running wild on you. He's going for 195, and Lamar winds up throwing 59 passes in the game because he had to, right? And he threw, as you point out, 2 picks. He actually ran wild on them. He ran for 143 yards. So he put up sensational numbers, all like Dak did against Green Bay, where you're having to come back in the second half because you are hopelessly out of it. So it was shocking. I think there's still, it's almost like our Green Bay loss where they look back on it like, how the hell did that happen? What did we do wrong? So here comes this kid who he's got, just like Jordan Love, the underestimation factor operating, because we all looked at that game last week with Cleveland and Flacco and that Cleveland defense, and we said they'll go in there and just handle business against this kid. And guess what? He proved us all wrong because that game wasn't close. They took that game over right away
game was over.
and never looked back. Okay? So are they playing at a scary high level that makes me a little queasy about? Yes, they are. Could they go in there and jump on these guys because they're just not quite ready for what's about to hit them? Will there be underestimation?
I don't think there'll be an underestimation factor.
Yes.
No, I don't think there'll be an underestimation at all.
No, they will not.
Baltimore's not going to duplicate what happened in 2019. They will have learned. Trust me, those coaches are pushing that narrative so strong inside that locker room. Don't let what happened in 2019.
Great motivators. Great motivators.
Absolutely.
Great motivators.
Yes, absolutely. You should try to get one.
Not in Dallas.
You should try to get one.
Thank you. You admit that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, thank you.
Well, he said it 5 times. Great motivator. Great.
Let me tell you defensively for the Ravens and offensively here for the Texans. And I remember watching this, and I talked to you guys about it a little bit. I'll never forget. I never had to go up against Reggie White. Never had to go up. But I was scared of Reggie White. We way out here. But I was scared of Reggie White. When we got
You mean you didn't have to individually go against him?
Individually go against him. Right. I wasn't going to, I'm way out here. But Reggie White was such a force.
He was.
I was still afraid of him way out there until we got Big E. We fixed it all. We were able to go.
Eric Williams.
Now, Eric Williams.
Yep.
When I watch Myles Garrett, Myles Garrett for Cleveland is the point of that defense.
I know where you're going with this.
And you go and get a Laramie Tunsil. Yep. He shut down the point of that defense. He took their strength. He won't be able to take Baltimore's strength. Baltimore don't have a Myles Garrett, but they got 4 guys that come all the time. You know what I mean? All the time. And that right there it's the only issue I will see for young Stroud, and why I say he has to rise above it all and find a way to win this game. Actually, in both of those number one seeds, that game's going to be played up front because both of those number one seeds are great defensively up front. You can't run on them, and they know how to get to the quarterback. The Texans got to be ready for that. They'll be better than Cleveland at getting to the quarterback. That's why we had Cleveland winning. They had the number one defense. We thought, they'll do something here. And they had two cornerbacks that hadn't given up a touchdown all year.
Yep.
So you thought that was the right thought.
And
but
Jim
not
Schwartz as the DC.
Yep.
So certainly thought.
Certainly thought.
And they took him out.
Back to Lamar. I'm the biggest Lamar fan, supporter, defender. But I can't defend 1-3 in the postseason when your QBR in those 4 games is a 41. So you have played below average football for 4 playoff games. That's why the pressure to me of all the players playing this weekend, it's on Lamar. And I believe he will rise above the pressure. But to your point, you better.
But this is what he wanted.
You better. This is it.
This is what he wanted. He wanted to be known for the passer and not the runner. Yeah. Because remember, he came in the league talking about, I guess y'all think I'm a running back. And I think that projected into his money. That projected into his money became a problem. They agreed to go get him somebody now to throw the ball. This Lamar Jackson is a different Lamar Jackson. And that's why when I saw the records, like a Dak, you got a poor playoff record. I just talked about how it's important to win in the playoffs. But this gives him a new start. Because this Lamar we haven't seen. That's why I feel the pressure's on the 2 skip.
Yeah, he has a 1-3 playoff record. There's no question about it. But he's still young. He's still young. And when you are young like him.
And that's a great point too, Key, because he's young and he was running all the time. He was going to be out of the game young. But now he extends his career with this game.
When you're young like this and you're running the football, and you're in a different offense come playoff time, yeah, you want to run the football because it's portable, but you also want to be able to throw the football when you can. And that wasn't the case in the past.
No.
When you look at playoff records, we can pull Tua's playoff record. We can pull Josh Allen's playoff record.
Yeah, but we're talking about a 2-time MVP.
I understand that. But there are MVPs in this league. We can pull a playoff record, Skip, and look at them and go, the playoff record's not good. Well, Patrick Mahomes' playoff record is good. Because Patrick Mahomes has been at home, he's been to Super Bowls. He is headed in that direction. So I don't want to just say, well, he's 1-3 in the playoffs, he can't get over the hump. No, I think he'll be all right. I think that,
I hope you're right.
It's all about the seedings and the matchups and the teams that you get, who you draw and what rounds. That's important. It's so important because
he'll be all right now because he's added this to his game.
Absolutely.
Where he's sitting in the pocket like the Patrick Mahomes and looking to put the ball up the field. And even if he did it before, I'm not all on Lamar because he didn't have the talent to do it. He has the talent to do it now. He has a skill set. Mark Andrews was his favorite target. Mark Andrews, great tight end, great blocker, knows how to play leverage, knows how to understand the angles and understand defense. He ain't running away from nobody. You see what I mean? And that was my primary. Now his primary is Zay Flowers. And he's still doing what he does. He always threw the ball more in the middle of the field, outside less. Now the inside guy is a Zay Flowers, somebody that can do some thizzle-dizzle when he gets that ball.
Yeah, but he got 2 veteran wide receivers that's played a lot.
On the outside,
postseason
even outside that's playing well.
OBJ.
Right, he's
been
never
in the playoffs before.
And that tight end, he's never had this kind of talent. That's why I said I can move your 1-3 record. Let me see the new Lamar now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me see the new Lamar. Dak ain't got no new movement.
Why?
I need wins on him.
Why do you keep going back to the Cowboys?
Because I'm still scarred, dog. I got a bad back, a bad heart, just scarred.
Scarred.
Hurt.
Wounded. Deeply.
So you're going to carry this. We're going to be in April. You still going to be talking about what happened in January.
See, if I'd have let it go now. If we'd have had Bill Belichick, I'd have been talking about, boy, wait till next year. I can't do that now.
Thank you. So, Keyshawn, I'm with you. I'm in that same ballpark. I got Lamar 30-20, and I hope I'm right because the beauty of the 1 seed is all you got to do is win 1 game, and you're in a home AFC championship game. It's pretty sweet road to success, but you got to start now.
I'm just hurt, y'all. I'm sorry. I came in today to make sure I give my man Lil Wayne his due, right? My back broke. But I said, let me come in. Lil Wayne deserves this. I got to look him in the eyes and say, you won. I got to do that.
How is your back now?
It's good. It's good. I'm out here with my... No, don't be messing around. Don't be messing around. But I am much better.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Cowboys,
nice.
We're going to have to hope this man can make it through the next topic. Why did Jerry even need to announce McCarthy will be the coach again next year? Why did McCarthy have to speak yesterday? I don't know. We'll debate next.
No mercy, no mercy, no mercy.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.